Yeah, let's go. Yeah. We came a long way. That's what the song say. And I could do all things. I could do all things. Yeah, I could do all things. Yeah. We came a long way. That's what the song say. And I could do all things. I could do all things. I can do all things. Yeah. I'm not afraid of the moment. I'm not afraid I can't hold it. I gotta show 'em. Gotta get up in the morning. I gotta do it for Kobe. Lately I'm zoning. Lately I know where I'm going. Taking whatever control it. Show me opponents. Show me opponents. I got a gift and I'm starting to own it. Yeah. We came a long way. And that's what the song say. And I can do all.
Welcome back to my channel. It's Cozy Christopher. All right. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the FiFine K658 USB dynamic microphone. Now, before we jump into that, I'm going to say today we're going to be doing some comparisons. We're going to do the tried and true Blue Yeti microphone. We're going to do the new Torch RGB USB microphone, along with, again, the FiFine K658 USB microphone. Out of full disclosure, I do want to let you know that FiFine did reach out to me to supply this microphone for me to do the test. However, as you all know, per usual, my thoughts and information always comes from the perspective of a consumer and what to expect. And so I typically will not do any enhancements and different things like that. And in fact, today's testing is going to have all of the microphones at 0 gain, and then I'm going to normalize audio in Premiere Pro to -3. And so that way, all of the microphones will have the exact same opportunity to produce their best quality. And again, all of them will be set at 0 or the lowest amount of gain possible for the microphone. And then the audio will be normalized to -3 in Premiere Pro in post. And that way you will have an apples to apples comparison of the natural state of the microphone using the same cardioid pattern directly in front of the microphone for all three. And so let's jump into the unboxing, and then we're going to jump into the testing. So let's get started on that now. Getting into the unboxing of the microphone, I want to point out first and foremost that the components of this microphone is top notch. This is a USB-C to USB-A cable, and it has metal fittings at the end. Now this comes with a metal desk stand, and so this is if you want to mount it on your desk instead of a boom arm. It allows you to mount it right there. It's awesome that this comes along with it. Inside the box is also a shock mount. Shock mounts stop vibrations showing up in your recording. So if you are gaming and you have your keyboard on the desk and you have it on that metal stand there, the shock mount will stop the vibration of your fingers hitting the keyboard. It comes with a 5/8 male to 3/8 female adapter. Now this is so that the microphone will be compatible with whatever boom arm you have and you don't have to buy anything extra. Now the microphone itself, really high quality. It feels like metal. If you put it to your face, it's cold. The awesome thing about the gain knob is that there's an end to it, and so you don't forever scroll on that. The mute button is touch sensitive, so you don't have to push anything. You just lightly touch it, stops the sound from going through. That stops the little on your recordings when you push physical buttons. So I really like that. The microphone itself, here it is. It's a dynamic unidirectional cardioid microphone, and that's a unidirectional polar pattern cardioid microphone. And so again, you'll want to talk across this around kind of off center, about 10 degrees, and you want to talk from 2 to 5 inches to get the best sound. Okay, once you have it in the shock mount, let's just plug in the USB-C cable to power it up, and voila, the lights are on. And so keep in mind that if you are not a fan of RGB, There is a button underneath that is also touch sensitive that you can touch to turn it off, and that turns the lighting off. Now, I don't know why you would not want the RGB on, because everybody knows that RGB adds about 10 to 15 frames per second for gaming. So next, let's jump into some sound samples, and so you can get an idea of how this sounds versus some of the competitors within that price range. So the first sound test that I'm going to do is going to be this, which is the on-camera microphone. Now this is the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, if you will. I think that's the name. It was about $329. It sits right on top of my A7S3. And the one thing about that mic is, even though it's like a condenser shotgun style mic, it still will pick up a lot of ambient noise in the room. And so right now my fans on my PC are kind of quiet, but it's a really sensitive mic, and so it will pick that noise up even though it's a shotgun. Now, I wanted to point that out so that you can hear some of the ambient noise going on in the room before we start jumping into the actual microphone sitting right in front of me, so that you can tell the difference on how well they are, I guess for lack of better terms, canceling sound out in the room. I got some lyrics here that I'm going to read. It wasn't enough, but you could have had the guts to face me. It would have meant so much if you'd looked me in the eye. Why do I always fall for the ones who have no courage? I must see some kind of beauty in their eyes. So I'm gonna play my favorite rhythm. Got to get you out my system. I would do anything to keep you off my mind. I'm gonna have to call my sisters, be around the ones who listen. Anything to drown you out tonight. One more time. It wasn't enough, but you could have had the guts to face me. It would have meant so much if you looked me in the eyes. Why do I always fall for the ones who have no courage? I must see some kind of beauty in their eyes. So I'm gonna play my favorite rhythm. Got to get you out my system. I will do anything to keep you off my mind. I'm gonna have to call my sisters. Be around the ones who listen. Anything to drown you out tonight. Okay, so that is the representation of the gain on the Torch RGB microphone. Now this one is a dual condenser microphone, and so it's going to sound different. It's not going to be as naturally bassy, for lack of better terms, as the dynamic microphone, but let's jump right into the sound test, if you will. So, it wasn't enough, but you could have had the guts to face me. It would have meant so much if you'd looked me in the eye. Why do I always fall for the ones who have no courage? I must see some kind of beauty in their eyes. So I'm gonna play my favorite rhythm. Got to get you out my system. I would do anything to keep you off my mind. I'm gonna have to call my sisters. Be around the ones who listen. Anything to drown you out tonight. One more time. It wasn't enough, but you could have had the guts to face me. It would have meant so much if you'd looked me in the eye. Why do I always fall for the ones who have no courage? I must see some kind of beauty in their eyes. So I'm gonna play my favorite rhythm. Got to get you out my system. I will do anything to keep you off my mind. I'm gonna have to call my sisters. Be around the ones who listen. Anything to drown you out tonight. It wasn't enough, but you could have had the guts to face me. It would have meant so much if you looked me in the eye. Why do I always fall for the ones who have no courage? I must see some kind of beauty in their eyes. So I'm gonna play my favorite rhythm. Got to get you out my system. I would do anything to keep you off my mind. I'm gonna have to call my sisters. Be around the ones who listen. Anything to drown you out tonight. One more time. It wasn't enough, but you could have had the guts to face me. It would have meant so much if you looked me in the eye. Why do I always fall for the ones who have no courage? I must see some kind of beauty in their eyes. So I'm gonna play my favorite rhythm. Got to get you out my system. I would do anything to keep you off my mind. I'm gonna have to call my sisters. Be around the ones who listen. Anything to drown you out tonight. All right. Next, we're going to do a keyboard sound test. And so for the keyboard, I am using the new SteelSeries Ghost Edition Apex 7 TKL. And so let's do some typing on the keyboard. See if you hear it. And this is the Ghost Series Apex 7 TKL by SteelSeries. And again, the keyboard test. Okay, so you tell me, you be the judge. However, my thoughts is that the FiFine K658 performed better in this test of these three microphones. Now, keep in mind that there is no software, there's no drivers for either of these devices, and so they're straight plug-in. And so, fresh out of the box, again, the test was set to the lowest amount of gain possible for each microphone, and then normalized to -3 in post in Premiere Pro. And so I feel like the FiFine K658 was the most natural sounding, ready to go microphone with bass and mids and you know, the clarity of my voice. I feel like the Roccat Torch RGB was the clearest and cleanest, if you will. So like natural, the most natural sounding, just an amplification of my voice without adding any attributes to it. And then the Blue Yeti microphone was very close and similar to the FiFine K658. However, it's such a hot microphone. It almost clipped so often, and there's a lot of distortion naturally in that microphone. And however, just fresh out of the box, apples to apples, even playing field for me today. Surprisingly, not kind of surprisingly, just because of the notoriety of the other two of the Blue Yeti, this one's the winner, in my opinion. And so you let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm almost to 2,000 subscribers. And then also, as always, please stay cozy in that crazy world. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.
I'm buzzing, let's drink up. You deaf look like big fun. Come on, let's get it on like that Marvin Gaye song. If you